Hey guys, what's up? Spenny here. So in today's video, I'm going to be covering whether you should buy Hyliion stock right now or if you should continue to wait. I'm going to be giving some pretty detailed examples and really back up my explanation on what you should do. So make sure you watch to the end of the video. I think you're going to find this very informative if you are either an existing Hyliion investor or thinking about getting into the stock right now. The details in this video is definitely going to be important for you guys to know and understand. So anyways, let's dive straight into this. Okay guys, so before I get into the details of this video, make sure to drop it a big thumbs up, it really helps out the channel, and also make sure you subscribe to this channel. I do cover Hyliion. It's been probably about a month since I've done a video on this stock, but I do plan on putting out more Hyliion videos, so if you're interested in that kind of content, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And also check out the links down below in the description. I have a Webull link where if you sign up and deposit just $100, you'll get 4 free stocks. So anyways, let's get into the contents of this video. Now I want to cover the history over the past 6 months with Hyliion on what's occurred. Because by studying the history of the stock, I'm going to be able to present you guys a case of whether you should be buying right now or wait. Okay guys, so in this chart, I've laid out the bubble of Hyliion and then the crash that's just recently occurred and what is occurring right now. Now, there's gonna be a possible pretty good buying opportunity coming up later in December, and so I'm also gonna go through that towards the end of the video, so make sure you stay tuned to that. But first, I wanna cover Hyliion back in August. It went on a massive share price appreciation all the way to $55. And at that height, the market cap was between about 5 and 6 billion. This was a very far stretch from its fundamentals. And I was calling out a bubble around this time. I made several videos on this and I got a lot of dislikes on those videos, understandably, because I know a lot of you guys were invested in the stock, so I get that. But the way I was able to understand that this was a bubble is because I've studied every stock market bubble dating back to the 1920s. I've read dozens of finance books that were directly educating readers like myself on stock market bubbles and how to understand them and how to know when you're in one. And so I saw this bubble and I became quite concerned for investors that were FOMOing into it. And I personally experienced a stock market bubble back in 2018 when the MJ bubble occurred and massive crash happened. Those stocks crashed about 94%. And I don't necessarily think that's going to be the case with Hyliion. But anyways, this bubble is crashing now, and I think there's going to be a better entry price for you guys to get in the near future. So I'll be covering that in just one second. But just looking at the chart right now, we're around that $18 mark where the beginning of that bubble occurred. So something to understand, when a bubble first is rising, it's going to overreact massively. It's going to FOMO up way past its potential value of the stock in the next few years. And so that's what happened. Hyliion appreciated massively in share price, way over justified, and now we're crashing. And we can see we're at that beginning of the stock market bubble. That $18 mark is where it really rose. So you might say to yourself, well, now's a good time to get in because that bubble's fully crashed. However, I don't believe right now actually is a good time to buy. And that's because the stock market always overreacts. So just like back in August, when the bubble first occurred, the stock price completely overreacted and way overshot wherever it should have appreciated to. Now, if this follows the typical trend of a bubble, the same thing is going to happen, but to the opposite effect. The stock price should overreact to the downside. So right now, we're at the even level of where the stock bubble first occurred. In my opinion, and I've studied stock market bubbles, we should see a continuing overreaction to the downside. And that could be to $15, it could be to $10, it could be $6. Nobody can tell you for sure what number that's going to be, but I do think we're going to see that overreaction because that's really what the stock market always does. It overreacts to the upside and it overreacts to the downside. That's the continuing trend the stock market has always done. And right now, I believe there's actually a pretty good catalyst coming up that could dramatically decrease the stock price in Hyliion's case and represent a good buying opportunity. And this opportunity is actually on December 21st. This is when Tesla stock will be included into the S&P 500. And not too long ago, I did a video on Tesla being included into the S&P 500, And in that video, I broke down the history of S&P 500 inclusion on what usually happens with a company's stock price. And the usual trend is when a company gets the announcement that is going to be included into the S&P 500, there's a massive surge in its share price. Lots of hype occurs, and usually the share price will appreciate 5 to 15%. And that's what Tesla's stock price has done. However, the actual date of the inclusion, and for Tesla that's December 21st, usually the company's share price will dip 5 to 10%. And so in my opinion, if Tesla follows that typical trend, which so far it has, it's been rising on the news of the S&P 500 announcement, it should have a dip or correction on December 21st or around that period. It could be the 23rd, could be the 24th, but I believe that's going to occur around that time. And if it does, because Tesla is such a massive EV stock and a lot of these other companies trade off how it's trading, I think Hyliion is also going to dip with that. Even though I understand Hyliion hasn't been trading with Tesla in the past month or so, but I think that this could definitely have some kind of correlation together. And so what I'd say to you guys, if you're thinking about getting into Hyliion right now, I think it'd be a safer bet to wait after December 21st to see if there's a potential bigger dip in Tesla, because I think Hyliion is gonna also fall with it if that were to occur. And I also think that Hyliion isn't done its downtrend yet, like I've already previously explained why. So I think based on probabilities, you're much better off to wait at least until later in December before jumping into Hyliion. And if you're already an existing Hyliion investor, I would recommend dollar cost averaging, but I would wait again till later in December. You might be able to dollar cost average at a better price point and really bring down that average price you have invested in Hyliion. I think there's going to be a better buy point. So yeah guys, that's what I have for you in today's video. I wanted to put this video out to inform you guys on what's going on with Hyliion, and I know a lot of you guys are interested in this stock. Some of my subscribers are definitely Hyliion investors. So anyways, I hope this helps you guys out. I would really suggest waiting till later in December, maybe even January, February. I really do think there's going to be a better entry price here. And I'm not knocking Hyliion's long-term potential. All I'm trying to make clear here is the stock market overreacts, both to the upside and to the downside. We haven't seen that overreaction quite yet in Hyliion's case, but we're almost there. So I would be a little bit more patient, wait the next possibly 1 to 2 months, and you could find a really good entry position. But don't worry, I will be doing a future video on Hyliion when I see that opportunity for you guys. So make sure you subscribe to this channel if you're interested in seeing that future update. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and learned something new, and I'll see you guys on the next one.